this audience. Welcome back, everybody. Many of you have emailed us and you've even DM'd us on social media. You've got burning dilemmas, and so we thought we'd take a shot at addressing some of the issues in today's edition of...
Dear lady, what should I do about my partner just won't budge? What would you suggest?
The Social Suggests.
Okay, so why don't we kick this off, ladies, with a really, really relatable issue. Okay, so it is from Bridget from Toronto. She wrote to us asking, should I move closer to my aging parents? I'm an only child and live 3 hours away from my mom and dad who are in their 80s. They live in the countryside. I live in the city to be close to work and friends. Should I feel obligated to take care of them as I age? This is a big one. Anybody want to take a crack at this?
I live with my father-in-law. My husband and I, we live with my father-in-law, and we've made this decision to help each other, because it's really intergenerational living that we are proponents of, that we love. We learn from him, he learns from us, but then we also travel significantly and live our lives and go see friends and are able to make community where we are, but also around the places we like to travel. So it's a yes and, but where I always go back to is I miss my parents. They're at a very specific part of my life right now where we're friends and they're also getting older. And so I have to ask myself, what am I gonna regret when they're gone? So that is really a motivator for me when I think of how much time I spend where. But for this person in particular, you have to really check in with yourself. What are you willing to sacrifice? What regrets are you gonna have if they go? And how do you most want to live your life right now?
It's interesting. Yeah, I totally agree with all that. I just think about this from the parent perspective because I have an only child, right? And this is some of the stuff that keeps me up at night because I think about, I don't want us to be a stressor for him when he gets older. So what I'm doing, and you and I've talked about this before, is I want to make sure everything's organized. I want to say to him, like, wherever you live, you do not have to take care of me. You do not have to be, I don't want to be a burden. I want everything taken care of. If he wants to come and be there for me, great. But I wouldn't want him uprooting his life, even if it was 3 hours away, to come and be closer to me. So I think it's going to be, I don't know this person's parents or this, like, it's all going to be very dependent on who your family is and what your traditions are. You know?
Yeah, oh my gosh, I feel you. I don't know if that helps.
Okay,
yeah.
We got a relation dilemma we're gonna move on to. Carlos from Newfoundland says, I'm newly married and my wife never shares her phone password with me. It's, yeah. But it's bothering Carlos very much. Is it reasonable for me to expect her to give me full access to her phone, or is it a sign that I don't trust her?
Listen, every relationship is different. I mean, it's a weird expectation that he has because I would say, bro, you probably don't trust her. I mean, I don't know why you're writing because I think it's very, very clear you have a little bit of self-work to do. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way, but ask yourself, why do you need access to her phone is probably where I'd start.
Does she have access to your phone, Carlos?
Yeah. I mean, you probably. At our house, Ryan and I have every one another's passwords. If I didn't, I wouldn't care. But we also trust each other implicitly. So clearly, they need a little bit of work. And maybe talk to her. Writing us is great, but maybe talk to her too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's it. I don't. Who's gonna say no? Like anyway, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to a parenting topic. Right? Sandra from Vancouver says, ladies, I need your advice. My 16-year-old daughter has been watching a lot of reality TV and has decided to skip university to become an influencer. I've tried to explain the importance of having a university degree. Am I wrong? How can I make her see sense?
So I feel like we've seen a lot of folks like Malia Obama taking a gap year. So a gap year is one thing, but to completely say I'm not into university, there are folks who have gotten by in this way. In the startup community, there's a lot of proponents who are saying, you don't need post-secondary, just go, like it's a waste of all of these things. I am a proponent for post-secondary education. It was a way forward for my family, but there's a lot of university influencers out there. So why not make a deal that she can work on influencing while also going to university, sharing study tips, hacks, all these things.
Smart advice.
Hybrid.
Smart.
I mean, again, the word influencer means many different things to many different people. I caution that idea of just, if it's based on, here's the latest lipstick, here's the latest whatever, that has a shelf life, a shortened shelf life. But if this person is really creative and really has, like, I don't know this person. If they are incredible at makeup and they do these incredible things, it's possible there is a way forward. It's just that if it's just a generic, like, I want to influence, like, I would think you have to ask the question of, like, do I have that? Do I have enough pull and personality and skills to make that stand out in a sea of other influencers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's a stigma though about like a job title like influencer because it is so new and it doesn't conform to traditional lawyer, doctor, engineer, architect. I will say that my job title didn't exist like 20 years ago. Blogger. So when I became a blogger, there were no blogs. Nobody knew what a blog is. Now you know. Everybody and their cat has a blog now. But back then, and I have
You're
to
not
say,
just a blogger, though. You have many different
I was
things.
just a blogger in 2004.
But how old were you when you started?
I was judged for it. I was in my third. Why are you doing this? That's violent. Wow! That is violent. Let me get into my anger pose.
All I want to say is you weren't 16. You did have an education under your belt. You had life experience. You had a successful career. I'm trying to win you back because I've got all of these amazing compliments for you. My point is you were a fully formed, adult, self-sustaining woman who made a decision, a very calculated, well-planned decision.
I'm just trying to put some respect on influencers' names.
Just trying to...
You know, I will say
hole.
Lily Singh made a deal with her dad. She said, I will do YouTube for 1 year, and if I don't make it, then I will go back to school. And she made it. So, yes, and. So what's the deal that this person can negotiate
If you
with
hit
their
it big,
parents?
you're paying off our mortgage.
There we go.
Right?
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
That's a fair compromise.
There you go.
Little for you, a lot for us.
Love that. 10% of all future earnings.
Exactly. Exactly. I hope this resonated. I don't know if we helped. I hope we did a little bit out there. And Komal, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. This is such a blast.
It was great.
Hey there! Wasn't that great? Do you know where you can find some equally good content? Our YouTube page. It's filled with discussions, debates, and some laughs. Head there now, like and subscribe.